Well. Yet more disturbing news about the anonymous BBC presenter. The presenter, suspended over dodgyclaims, broke COVID lockdown laws to meet young stranger from a dating site. The TV personality allegedly ignored strict COVID rules, even though his own network was broadcasting round-the-clock coverage of the pandemic, which claimed the lives of almost 227,000 people in Britain. The media has seen messages which suggest that, as well as visiting the 23-year-old's home, the star sent cash and asked for a picture. He was sent a semi-naked photograph. The person, who the presenter met, told The Sun last night. The BBC were briefing the nation on the rules, when their star, who was part of the institution, was quite happy to break them. The BBC and the presenter have been approached for comment. The Sun will be handing its evidence over to the BBC's investigation. In an interview, the Youngster told how the star travelled across London to another county to meet them at their flat in February 2021. They said they first met the presenter in November 2020 on a dating site. A month later, the conversation then moved to WhatsApp. The dating site user, who has given The Sun a sworn statement, told us, "I got a message from him from an account that didn't have his picture. We started chatting, and I didn't know it was the star at the time. When he told me his name and what he did, I put two and two together. The stranger, who can't be identified, said the TV host pressed him for a face-to-face encounter. I fobbed him off, but he became so persistent. The young person said the presenter discussed meeting straight away. Although England was in a strict three-tier system which advised the public not to travel to an outside area. They added, he was always asking to meet and I found it quite pressurizing. There were restrictions and they kept getting stricter, but he constantly asked. Tier 3 was put in place when there was a very high alert over the virus, but the BBC star apparently refused to heed the guidance, with the young person saying he wanted something to happen. In messages, the presenter asked the Youngster on December 12, 2020, "Maybe let me know which days might work next week." He then later said in the conversation, "I'll make it work." But when the day of the meet came, the presenter said, "I think tomorrow is tricky. I'm nervous with Tier 3 restrictions." The Youngster told the media, "You could tell he was trying to find the right time so he didn't get in trouble." On December 18, 2020, the presenter asked, "Did you say next week not good for you?" The Youngster replied, "No, I'm good for next week. I thought you didn't want to come because of restrictions." The presenter wrote, "Well, I shouldn't, but I really want to." The Youngster said, "I kept fobbing him off, but he became so persistent. He then started getting really demanding when I made excuses not to meet him. There was a barrage of messages, and if I didn't agree to meet, he would say he felt unwanted, and I had to explain myself constantly. His attitude changed completely." On January 15, 2021, days after Britain's third national lockdown was announced, the presenter said to the Youngster in a WhatsApp message, "I've been as patient as I can. I'm not used to being turned down like this. Sorry." The Youngster replied, "The other week I had the virus badly. I can always come into London as well if that's an option." The star said, "Yes, when lockdown is over, as we can go places to eat or drink, etc. In the meantime, I want to visit you. I'm off today, which is why I messaged. I'm working next week." The Youngster recalled to The Sun, "I wanted to just meet up and go for a nice drink, but he kept insisting to come to mine. I finally gave in and arranged to meet, nearly 2 months after we had started speaking properly." On February 18, 2021, the star travelled on public transport to meet the Youngster, from Paddington to Liverpool Street, and then a second train out of London. He even sent a picture making a point of how most people were at home because of COVID, writing, "Weird empty stations." He later said in a series of detailed messages about his travel, "Hi, tube delayed. I'll have less time with you, but at least we can meet." Only a few weeks earlier, PM Boris Johnson had announced the country's third national lockdown in a special live broadcast on BBC television, watched by millions. The public were told they could not leave their local area and could only travel for work. Meeting from outside your household or bubble was against the coronavirus regulations. Mr. Johnson had told the nation, "Now more than ever, we must pull together." The route out of lockdown didn't start until March 2021. The star's web date said, "He came round for an hour. I was quite shocked that he broke the rules to come and meet me because of who he is. I was just a random person online. Please subscribe."